What is happening? I am DJ Hazmat.
Yeah, and I'm Matty Willz.
And welcome to the Halftime Report, Matt and Matt Live, sponsored by Jack Daniels.
You already know, man. Jack Daniels has always made whiskey, and if they have it their way, they always will. But there's one thing Jack can't make more of: moments.
That's right, because those are on us to create. So let's make sure we're making the most of every moment we have. Make it count. Jack Daniels, and please drink responsibly.
Yeah, Tennessee whiskey, 40% alcohol by volume. Jack Daniel Distillery, Lynchburg, Tennessee.
Jack Daniels and Old Number 7 are registered. Now, here's a word from our sponsor.
I've always wanted to do that.
I've always wanted to do that.
Well, I've wanted everything. I always wanted to do this.
I always wanted to do that. Next round on me.
What's going on, Haz?
What's happening, Matty?
Hey, man.
Yeah.
Big time football being played right now, bro.
Oh, yes. And nobody expected this. You know, the Browns up 38-7 on the Tennessee Titans. A battle of two AFC playoff contenders, both teams 8-3. And by the accounts of most of the experts, Tennessee was going to win this game. The game's not over.
Yeah, this game is over, big dog. We just talked about it a little bit. This game is definitely over. Welcome to Matt Live. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you drop those comments, and don't forget, we will definitely be tuned in as soon as the score, you know, as soon as the clock finally hits 0 in the fourth quarter, we'll be back for post game. But right now, Browns up 38-7. We got a lot to get to. Drop your comments. We appreciate them, Yanni. We seen you checking in. We appreciate that, Pippa. Yeah. We see you too. We appreciate you checking in. And Haz. Like you just said, bro, nobody expected this. Nobody expected this, dog. I know you are the biggest Browns fan in the world, but you didn't expect a beatdown, did you? A beatdown?
I didn't necessarily expect a beatdown, but I looked at the number. I looked at the matchup. Okay, here we are, the top two running teams in the league, us being number one, them being number two. So if you look at that, you take that part out, and then you go to the next phase. It's like defense. And the Browns defense ranks higher than the Titans in stopping the run and stopping the pass. As a matter of fact, the Titans are down near the bottom when it comes to stopping run and pass. So I felt like we're going to have some opportunities here. You know what I'm saying? Sure. And I'll wait till we talk about, you know, the grades and everything to, get into what I think. But as far as I just think Kevin Stefanski has done one hell of a coaching job here in the first half. And to the Baker Mayfield naysayers, I am very interested in what is going to be said about Baker Mayfield after this game.
Well, I'll say from sitting and watching this game, the stakes of this game, the fact that it's being played in December, the fact that you are in the playoffs right now, all you have to do is win your games and you're going to the playoffs. Biggest stakes of Baker's career, biggest game that he's ever played in the NFL. I don't think there's any question when you add up everything. Let's get to some of these comments, dog. You're right.
Yeah, Corey put 2 Z's in my name. That's cool. And 2 T's. But I do spell material like that for the hazmat. And I like that. Corey, he said that I predicted the Browns aren't losing anymore. I did say that we can win out. You know what I mean?
Hey, the way they look today, you're right in line with saying that.
Let's win out the second half. How about that? Yeah, I want to get past this game because I was in Dallas when we had a sizable lead and then they got close.
Right.
So I don't want to, it's the Browns. You always have that little trepidation in the back thinking, can we hold on? Can we do this? I was definitely nervous going into this game because I really got up this morning and watched. I went on YouTube and found every single sports channel's discussion about this game to see what everybody had to say. And everybody was saying basically the same thing. They all picked the Titans to win mostly. Actually, Stephen A picked the Browns to win, but he also
surprising.
But he said he doesn't believe in Baker Mayfield. And that's been the theme. Like,
he's gonna have to eat those words
season that people don't believe in Baker Mayfield. I've been arguing with Browns fans all week because of the missed passes he had in the last game. And it's just like, hey, man, Baker Mayfield has been playing well enough for us to be 8-3. So what is the complaint? What is the extra criticism about? Now what will they say? Because how many touchdown passes does he have already?
Yeah, Baker's going nuts. Baker's going nuts. We'll get to his numbers, I'm sure, real soon. Just because we got to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly so far in the first half, okay?
Let's go.
Keep those comments dropping. We appreciate them. Has in my notes, I'm going to just say this, man. I got the Browns. I got for good. I'll go through them quick. I got the defense, man. The Browns defense has been really absolutely better than good. I mean, Derrick Henry looks extremely pedestrian, 7 carries for 15 yards, no touchdowns. Of course, he had the big fumble. The Browns defense looks great. I got the bad is the Titans defense because Baker Mayfield is just doing whatever the hell he wants. Jarvis Landry is doing whatever the hell he wants. And I slipped up and didn't slip Jarvis into my fantasy football. I beat you to the fantasy football talk this week. I left him on my bench, man, and I'm sorry because he's going nuts. And then the ugly is just Derrick Henry, man. I thought he was going to come into this game and be a bigger force than he is. And I'll save my Baker, commentary for when we talk about standout performer of half one. But what do you think, bro?
I think my good is going to Kevin Stefanski for the game plan that he came up with today, because Tennessee obviously was geared up to stop the run, and we came out throwing.
Wow.
And Baker has been on point with pretty much all of his throws. Yeah. And it's like Stefanski's in the zone, man. He was caught the plays, everything he's been calling that fake reverse that left Peoples-Jones wide open. I mean, goodness gracious. And yes, bad to just the Tennessee Titans as a whole. Yeah. They're not playing like everybody expected them. Everybody thought that the Tennessee Titans were this awesome team and that they were better than the Browns. Okay, let me get to a comment real quick. Dakar Victoria says Baker's teammates and coaches have been carrying him. Now we see what happens when Baker plays well. I don't necessarily.
Up to this point, I give her some points on that. Up to this point, and I think a lot of that may be unfair, Has, to your point, because about a month straight we were playing in horrible weather conditions. So a lot of Baker's numbers during those games, I think we can kind of set to the side a little bit, because if the wind is going 40 and 50 miles per hour, I mean, you're not going to complete 20 of 25 passes like he has so far today.
Well, let me get to my ugly.
Go ahead.
And since you gave the ugly to the Titans, I'm going to give the one ugly to the Browns. Was Donovan Peoples-Jones dropping that short touchdown pass. That was it. Yeah. I mean, if people can dwell on Baker Mayfield missing a wide open pass in a win, I can dwell on the fact that Donovan Peoples-Jones dropped a short touchdown pass right in his hands. And that's the only ugly I have. And I'm just ecstatic as to how this game is turning out so far. And kudos to the Browns, man. They are making a statement. They said this would be a statement game for the Browns. So I will be all over every sports show tomorrow or tonight. And I need to hear what everybody said, because a lot of people have put their foot in their mouths from Fox Sports 1 to ESPN to NFL. Well, actually, people on the NFL network kind of was on our side. So I will say, the Browns are just doing the damn thing.
Yeah, big time. Standout performer of half one. I don't know who you can give it to other than Baker Mayfield. We've never seen this dude play like this, like this, bro. Like, we've seen him have good games. The game against the Bengals, okay, that's a good game, but it was the Bengals. This game is against a team that's 8-3. We're on the road. Half number one, Baker is 20 of 25, 4 touchdowns, 290 yards. To me, he's clearly the standout performer of half number one. And speaking of Stefanski, you might as well just put him. He's in first place for Coach of the Year right now. I think that's pretty clear.
Yes, he is. And Baker, I actually, in some of those shows I watched, somebody said, if Baker doesn't throw for at least 250 yards in this game, he hasn't proven anything. I think that might have been like Brandon Marshall or something. Like, they are the biggest haters over there, except for Nick Wright, who does defend the Browns. He's like, he thinks that they're just people's view of the Browns is just that they're the Browns. They're the losingest team in the NFL, so they're just gonna lose. No, this This is the Browns of 2020, baby.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
If there's one good thing coming out of 2020, it's these Cleveland Browns and how they are
only
playing.
took a pandemic. It only took a pandemic to get the Browns acting gear, man. That's all it took, bro.
And Angela, I appreciate you. She said, let them yap. Y'all, we've been waiting for this moment, but it's not over.
Man.
Let's get through. Let's get to zeros on the clock in the fourth quarter. And you know what? I'm probably gonna have a song and video out tomorrow.
Yeah. Agreed. So keys to second half, bro. I mean, what are you thinking? I mean, right now, everything is working. Every play we call is working. Every defensive play we call is working. I just say more of the same, man. Let's just get out of Tennessee with this win. And I'd like to throw a little sand in their face like they did us game 1 of last year, which really kind of derailed our season. We lost to the Titans 43-13 week 1 of last season. So to have Stefanski do this and to kind of beat them down like this, dude, I just want more of the same. More of the same.
Well, here's what I expect in the second half. We are the #1 rushing team in the league, and we haven't even had to use that.
And Jamie Lynn's comment, Jamie Lewis's comment goes to exactly what you're saying right now.
Not just Chubb, though. Hunt.
Yeah,
so now it's time for us to show you what that #1 rushing attack, and we always run stronger in the second half.
Right.
So now we can just salt the game away, shorten the game by just running it down their throats. It's like, what are you going to do? Derrick Henry has completely been taken out of this game, because you can't just run the ball now to try and catch
down 30. You can try to run it as much as you want. Run it as much as you want and have a 7-minute drive. That's cool. All we need to do is have the ball right now. I mean, it's
a very interesting name, Dakar Victoria. It seemed like it should be like her name should be flipped, like Victoria Dakar. And that was
that to her parents, bro.
The car. Is your real last name really? Okay, but anyway, she's like definitely had this.
Devin Farley says Baker on fire. We just went over the numbers. Baker is balling. Can't wait to grade Kevin Stefanski as soon as this game is over, and we can't wait to meet with you guys as soon as this game is over as well. Keep them comments coming. And it's your day, dog. It's your day, dog.
It's my day. And listen, I just want to say this to the people that, because I've been on social media, people constantly having things to say about Baker Mayfield and then just not believing that Baker Mayfield could make plays. That's been the whole theme all season. Even though he's been making plays, they act like they don't see him, and they just expect the other shoe to drop. They expect Baker to fall on his face. And I just didn't understand where all of the extra criticism was coming from when the team was winning. It's like if you're the #1 rushing team in the league, your quarterback is not going to be the #1 passer in the league as well. Those two just don't go hand in hand. And Browns fans, we got to stop wishing we had Patrick Mahomes. There's only one Patrick Mahomes in the league, okay? There's only one Aaron Rodgers in the league. Nobody else has those guys. We have who we have, and he's a damn good quarterback, okay? So let's just stop getting on Baker's ass about everything, man.
Game's coming back on. Make sure y'all meet us back here for post game. And just to accent everything you said, it would be a great day for Mahomes and Rodgers to have a game like today, like the way that Baker is playing. Baker hasn't thrown a pick in the last 4.5 games either.
I should have had him in fantasy.
For sure. Oh, yeah. So game is starting. Y'all hang out with us as soon as the game is over.
Come back for Matt and Matt Live post game. All right. We'll be back to discuss the results. I am DJ Hazmat.
And I'm Matty Willz.
We'll see you after the game.